We also have Bennie Safdie. His new movie, The Smashing Machine, starring Dwayne Johnson as Mark Kerr, UFC fighter, in theaters October 3rd. Bennie Safdie directing without Josh Safdie. The Safdie brothers are split for this one. Benny has been flexing his chops in the acting game. Dear God, it's me, Margaret. He's Oppenheimer. He is, I think, going to be in the Odyssey as well, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't he cast in the Odyssey? Yes.
correct.
So this is where Benny Safdie on his own, first movie since Uncut Gems, directing,
Correct.
and then this stars Dwayne Johnson, the frickin' Rock, and this is not an action movie. In a way, I guess you could argue it's a sports movie, 100%. Ricky Flex, where do we begin here? The headline is The Rock doing drama, October 3rd release, Safdie brothers, also in that group of elite young directors. But what have you done lately? It seems like Benny's more interested in being an actor, but on his own, directing The Rock. People are like, okay, The Rock, can he pull it off? Okay, we're going to talk about that. But I think a draft that we do with this movie when we review it is best against tight performances, right? You classically know this actor as playing these type of characters, but oh my God, they underneath your nose, they go and play this other role. They are a comedian. All of a sudden, they do something dramatic. They're dramatic, and all of a sudden, they do something comedic. All right. They are known for like big blockbuster films. They do an independent studio film or something like that. Against type, that's what The Rock's doing. But you know who's also doing that? Benny Safdie. He's kind of going against type a little bit. What is he known for as a director? These sweaty, anxiety inducing movies. And now he's going with like a biopic, a traditional form of biopic sports movie with The Rock. You know, to me, there's two guys here that are trying to kind of prove something in some way that they're more versatile. And I think that's kind of a huge, I guess, underlying story for this movie.
Yeah, like the story is The Rock. Like, can he do this? Right. And there will be haters out there that no matter what, even if The Rock pulls in an Oscar worthy performance, that will hate on it, right? Because they just hate The Rock. Um, what I'll say though is that it looks like he puts in a good shift. It looks like he can do it. The makeup looks off at times.
The
If
end.
I had to say
End of the
something,
trailer.
it sometimes doesn't look good. If I had to really criticize something from this trailer, but I do think that you're right. Whether this is like Safdie being Safdie, but also putting his twist on it, where it's not like a good time, not like an uncut gems, but it will have those uncomfortable moments where like the Mark Kerr character is unfortunately going to go through some hard times, and it's going to get a little cringy. Well, cringy is not the right word. Awkward, and it's gonna have like Iron Claw type moments, not that deep, but it's gonna be like some sad moments there. But this also has like an emotional core. You have a great actress in Emily Blunt, just recently nominated for an Oscar to help The Rock go through this, right? Kind of balance out his performance and really kind of go along with this movie and have a soul to it, not only through the hardships of actually being a UFC fighter and the trauma with that. So I'm bullish on this movie, man. And now I'm even more bullish after seeing this trailer.
The, um, The Rock set himself up to transition pretty seamlessly here. We talked about that when this movie was announced. Former professional wrestler, turned action star, wants to do dramatic stuff, does a biopic, sports movie. Yep, he played football at the U. You know, he's playing someone in the UFC for this movie. Not too hard of a transition, but a little bit of a physical transformation, a little bit of makeup on. But he also is co-starring with someone he's done blockbuster movies with Emily Blunt, and someone who's an Oscar-nominated actress that was promoted on the trailer for this movie, like Oscar nominee Emily Blunt. Um, I think the makeup is something I'm nervous of, but the real thing I'm nervous of is that Emily Blunt is going to act him off the screen, like blow the doors off him, because she is like playing a character, like she has a little I Tanya to her in
You
this
could see
movie.
her getting a nomination for this, and The Rock getting like the Zac Efron, like, wow, he was great in this, but not enough to get an Oscar nom. But Emily
Yeah,
Blunt's the one in the supporting role, the mother type, girlfriend type, wife kind of nominee here. You could totally see that in
I
an
I, will-
October release movie.
I the people are gonna also they're talking about like the dramatic, can The Rock do it? I think the action scenes are gonna be the sports scenes, the UFC scenes are gonna be sick. You have The Rock doing pretty much he's doing his own stunts because he did these stunts forever. Like
Yeah, but
this is like a sports movie that's gonna feel like the scenes are a sports game, you know? Like the Iron Claw had so much emotional stakes to it. I didn't really believe those guys were wrestlers, right, man? You know? I know like Harris Dickins's a great actor. I think he was a professional wrestler. No, you
Zac
know?
Efron, I thought was really, really
Right.
good
Yeah.
to depict that.
Zac Efron is a freak of nature. He's different. I'm saying like the other guys, you know? Like The Rock looks like a UFC fighter back in the day before UFC hit it big. And like you don't know that it seems like this movie's also saying like UFC's so big right now, but do you know the history of UFC? Do you know of Mark Kerr? I think they're trying to get sports fans to go watch this movie, not just if you're a fan of The Rock.
But,
You
like,
feel that?
also it has I totally agree with you, but it also has, like, this trailer, like, the opening scene, it says A24, and then it's in the doctor's office, and it's The
Mhm.
Rock, like, being, like, a friendly person to the little kid, and it's, like, drawing
The
you
Rock.
in, you know? And it's like, this is more than a sports movie. It has those feels of that sports movie to make it, like, a holistic movie, drama, and it's I'm bought in. It's getting me, man. And I think Bennie Safdie, he's a guy with a chip on his shoulder. This is not with his brother. People are saying, like you, that he's too much into the acting game. No, this is him saying, "Hey, I'm one of the best young actors here. Sorry, directors here, and also I could do it without my brother, and I could do it with The Rock as my main actor, my star here in a dramatic role."
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, but this is both of them trying to make a statement for sure. But this movie, like, it feels like a sports movie. I think like the scenes are going to be great in the ring, but also the beats of it. It reminds me of music biopics. You know, it has that kind of arc to it. Except like I don't know. It's like it's his journey to become the best. And I'm not. I don't remember how good Mark Kerr was. You know, I haven't done much research on him, but like his journey to trying to become the best, and also does he get a point where he pushes to the edge? Has experience with painkillers. It looks like they kind of preview that with the Advil thing. Reminds me of like, and he's saved by like the romantic interest, like this love that he has. This relationship saves him from like him destroying himself. Let's walk the line. That's what I kept thinking of when I was watching this.
That's what I think when we do our thermometer predictors. That's going to be the downfall of
It's not.
the thermometer.
I think it's going to be great sports scenes. The Rock saying, "I can do a dramatic role." Emily Blunt puts in a hell of a shift, you know. But we've seen the story before. I think that is how it's going to be framed, and that's
I
why I'm going to
totally
get.
agree.
That's why I'm going to 77%.
Damn it. I had 78.
I had to beat you to it.
Yeah.
I did.
Like, I really wanted to do, like, oh, like, Iron Claw has a 89, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and no Safdie and, like, I think, Heaven Knows What is the lowest rated Safdie movie at 89, and then Good Time and Uncut Gems both have 91, 92s. So, like, this will be the lowest rated Safdie film between the two, and I think deservedly so, 78.